Hey friends, good to be back with you. So let's talk about Composite Sun Square Mars and what this can bring. So when you see this occur in a composite chart, it's indicating that there's some harshness that is flowing back and forth between two people. The temperaments are grating on each other rather than merging and enhancing each other. So the ego structure of both people, it issues a type of challenge. And this challenge is not one that encourages sweetness. It encourages competitiveness. So the challenge with this, the bigger challenge with this particular square, is to get along and to funnel that competitive energy between you into something healthy or constructive. If you can challenge each other to be better, then you can get a lot out of this square. Couples who handle this aspect well, they often compete together or even against each other, but it's in a friendly way. So you can have, say, like two runners who try to beat each other, and this results in a type of bond. Or we can say, like, we have two runners who actually beat each other because they feel that the other one has won and they are exacting a price. So it can go one of two ways depending on how you are handling this. So the confidence of both people is not naturally built up by each other unless there's a win. We feel like, winning or achieving some kind of supremacy is where we'll feel good about ourselves when we have this particular interaction. So there's almost like an embarrassment that can rise up when one partner feels that they haven't proven themselves to the other one by winning. So they can feel diminished unless they're showing each other this proof that they are capable. So this square can show a lot of bad feelings that can build up and they can explode. And this square between father and son or two gay men can be especially caustic because that male aggression is going to be very amplified. If we have natal charts that show low aggression or even a passive personality, then this square is going to cause less sirens to come to the house. But it's still going to pull out any harsh tendencies that are there. So you're going to butt heads when this square occurs in a composite chart. If you can find an outlet for the heat that will be generated by the ego friction, then you can deal with this square. It will be tougher though if we have one or both people who are already prone to proving themselves. And it's going to bring out abrasive behavior in even the most gentle people. But if you can confront something together, if you can scale something together, if you can take on a challenge together, then you can deal with this. So be warned that as soon as you forget to mutually tackle something, then you may turn on each other. It's kind of like a football team that needs an opposing team to beat, or else they just might start to beat each other. Or we could liken this to a couple that is like Vikings that could get along with each other as long as they were pillaging and fighting those outside of their clan. And there was something going on when it came to, competing outside of their clan. But as soon as there wasn't someone who needed killing, they would start trying to fight with each other. So as long as the enemy is not directed, this idea of enemy, that's not directed at each other, and not directed at it's destroying each other's confidence and sense of self, and that is directed outside towards something else, moving something else, taking part in something else, being effective at something together, then you might have a chance to learn to handle the high amount of testosterone in your relationship. So this square can result in both partners developing self-control and mastering their own aggression. Or we can see couples who end up hating each other because they wish they could not only triumph over the other person, and frequently try to, but they would also like to grind their face in it under the heel of their boot. So this square can bring out some of the worst qualities in a couple. It can really bring out some hatred and some aggression. And there's a lot of physical attraction that will also happen when we have this particular square, especially in the beginning. The Sun and Mars are a lusty duo in any aspect, and this square can cause a lot of buzz and physical attraction, and then it will descend into struggles between these powers of the ego. So both people are trying to keep each other from extinguishing their life force. When we have this square, we feel like that's threatened. Our solar power is threatened by the other person's, the force of the other person's solar power. So it's like a psychological struggle that develops to remain alive and viable in spite of the other person's influence in our life. To be acknowledged as valid is what we're struggling for in the relationship. So if we can acknowledge that in each other and support that in each other, and then find something to struggle against and to be involved with outside of the relationship, then we can have something to work with here. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on the internet at truthandaspectastrology.com, Facebook, Instagram, other social media. And I do private consultation. You can check out my website for that. I also have a website subscriber option now, where there's lots of exclusive videos there, teaching videos. I do question and answer sessions. We have a private group that we meet in a couple times a week. So there's a lot more content over there if you're interested. And I'll be back super soon with more super cool videos. And a lot of people over the years have asked about where I get my astrology tops and my astrology dresses and astrology wear. And a lot of that comes from Hannah Stone. And I will put a link to her website at the bottom where you can click on that to get free shipping. And if you like stuff like this and other things that are more astrology related, then you'll like what she's got going on.